Welcome to NetSuite Solution for Agencies, focusing on WIP, or Work in Progress. Just a little bit about myself. My name is Ryan Lazaro. I am a Senior Solution Consultant here at NetSuite. I've been at NetSuite now about 4.5 years. I've been working in the advertising and media space, though, my entire career, about 20 years now. To the right, you can see some of the organizations that I've worked for. I've been exposed to many of the business challenges in the industry, as well as the solutions that are out there. So I'm happy to present to you a solution today that we have here at NetSuite, a best-in-breed solution for your work in progress. Little agenda for what we'll cover in the next couple of minutes. The industry solution, common challenges and solutions, as well as leading practices in the demonstration, and ultimately, how will this impact your business? The first thing, we are built for agencies. As you can see, we have a vertical focus from pre-sales all the way until ongoing account management and relationship management with our organizations. Specific functionality around the process areas. You can see all of the different process areas listed that are specific to agency within the solution. However, today we'll be focusing on WIP management. Some of the leading clients in the space, just for reference point, these are some of the successful clients that are currently up and running on the NetSuite solution. WIP management. Three things really come to mind around WIP management. One is visibility. Can you see exactly where you are on any given job on a particular day as far as WIP goes? Can you auto-release your WIP? Are you able to see a WIP aging report? Are you able to see any outstanding WIP at a portfolio level? All of these are something that NetSuite, the NetSuite solution will answer for you. Also, enforcement and control. Is there compliance around your WIP? Are you able to have an approval hierarchy for your WIP? And then as far as automation, right? Those manual processes that people tend to be doing in Excel or outside of a defragmented system, can you automate that within a centralized solution? Well, for visibility, we absolutely centralize the solution. We provide reminders and notifications so that you have 100% transparency into where you are on WIP on a job, or where you are on WIP at the portfolio level or on multiple jobs. Now, as far as enforcement and control, you want things in real time. You don't want to have missing or late reports or processes that are inefficient or outside the system, right, in Excel where no one else can see it. You want to have things centralized, but you want to have workflow approvals, and you want to force compliance with what your WIP policy is. As far as automation, most of the agencies that come to NetSuite for the WIP management solution tend to be working in an archaic manual process. They have lack of accuracy, lack of visibility. They don't have the automation solution, whereas maybe they're always releasing WIP based on invoices, or they want to manually release WIP based on a milestone, or they want to automate revenue recognition based on WIP. There's several different areas that agencies handle WIP, the WIP solution, and NetSuite can handle all of them. So just to give you kind of a leading practice within the industry and what our current clients do is essentially a job is set up, and that job is set up as a WIP job. It's indicated on the actual job. Vendor invoices and employee expense reports come in. They go through an approval process, hitting the job, ultimately creating WIP records. Then you want to manage the WIP, and there's several different functions to managing WIP. Do you want to release it to your cost of goods sold? Do you want to do a WIP job-to-job transfer? Do you want to release it based on billing? Do you want to release it based on milestone? Do you want to release it based on whenever you have accomplished a specific feat and you want to go ahead and release it? NetSuite provides the flexibility around all of that. Okay. In addition to that, it provides you with reporting so that you can track your WIP and manage your WIP. With WIP aging reports, being able to see your WIP that's existing on a project in real time, be able to see your WIP by specific vendor, expense or expense report, and you're also able to see anything that's been transferred to your job. So as a project manager, you would be able to see anything that has been transferred to your job so that you're fully 100% up to speed on the transactions that have taken place. Okay, without further ado, let's take a look briefly into the solution and take a look at how WIP is handled within NetSuite. Now, I'm currently signed in as a controller. Again, NetSuite being a role-based system, you can see this is a very financially focused dashboard. Each dashboard is going to be respective to the specific role that it is. So you could see some of the key performance indicators, some of the key reports that I can drill into, and just some of the business intelligence as well as reminders that are out there for a controller to do their job. I'm going to go to the next tab. This tab is just showing you our workflow manager within the solution. And I've created a small workflow here, but just understanding that workflow in NetSuite is a visually graphical drag and drop interface that gives you the ability to automate all of your processes. In this particular case, we're talking about creating a WIP job, having vendor bills and expense reports go against that WIP job, create WIP records, and then give you the ability to do job-to-job transfers of the WIP, to write off your WIP, to auto-reverse your WIP, to be able to release your WIP automatically based on invoices, or release your WIP on will. Now, just looking at this billing tab, if you pay attention to the left-hand side, you're able to see that I have my Manage WIP little tab where I can actually release or transfer. So I'm going to show you here, essentially, if I drill into the Release tab, I could see all of the WIP that needs to be released out there. I can cherry pick everything, or I could mark all. All I have to do, essentially, once I've selected it, is click Submit. Again, this is coming up in your reminders, too, that we saw on the front screen, so you'll always know if something is essentially needed to be released based on some type of parameter that you've put in place. Okay, I'm going to refresh that, and now you could see that that particular vendor bill, C678, has been released. You can see the status. You can actually see the bill. If I was to bring the bill up in another tab, we'd be able to see, because everything is linked. Now I could see the actual bill. This is for Amazing Creative, and this was put against a specific client and project. In this particular case, we're looking at a jewelry shop as the client, the spring 2018 social media as the project. And what I'm going to do now is drill into our actual, hold on one second, under our under our WIP tab, we are able to see right from the bill the actual WIP release, the transaction number, and all of the details associated with that. Furthermore, we can actually come into our actions, and I'll bring this up in another tab, and see the general ledger impact. Okay, so I could see that the credit was created for the payable, and I've actually hit my WIP account for the purchase of $1,500. In addition, if you want to transfer WIP, same interface, same type of thing. You cherry pick or you mark everything you want to transfer. You select the project you want to transfer it to. Go ahead and submit it. Now, the project manager will automatically get a notification of that happening. Now, once WIP is processed in the system, you can drill everything as hyperlinks. So like before, we went to the vendor bill. I looked at the general ledger impact on the vendor bill. However, it also is going to hit your balance sheet in real time. So if I go to my balance sheet, I can actually come down and see, here's my WIP, 6190, drill down right on that number. And now all of the different transactions that make up that balance of 6190 will come up here. We were taking a look at that $1,500 transaction for WIP. Right now I can drill right back on it, and right from the balance sheet get right back to that same invoice for Amazing Creative that we were just looking at. Lastly, the business intelligence associated with our WIP module. You're able to see all of your WIP by job, see the corresponding amount, see the project manager, and include any other details. These are modifiable and easily changeable to have any other respective details that you may need. In addition to that, standard out of the box, you could see our WIP aging report, which gives you the different buckets from 30 to 60, 60 to 90, etc. So each one of these buckets can also have a particular reminder associated with it that if you always want to know about any of these particular jobs where WIP has gone beyond 30 to 60 days, it can automatically email you, it can automatically notify you on your mobile device through push notification, or it could just appear right on your dashboard. So that was the solution for today, and that's what I wanted to cover. Just to summarize everything we covered within the solution. With our WIP module, you're able to see the balance on the job. You're able to see outstanding WIP across the portfolio as well as your job. You can see any WIP on hold or WIP that needs to be released, and the reports associated, some of the standard out of the box, all of which can be changed. You have your WIP aging, your WIP balance sheet reporting. You can see your job burn and profitability with WIP, your outstanding WIP report, as well as WIP that's been transferred. Thank you very much. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please reach out to your local salesperson. Thank you and have a great day.